Hello, this is Christina Suzanne Nelson, award-winning novelist, and I'm here today to talk to you about some of the tips that I give to new writers when I meet with them. The first one is take your dreams seriously. If you don't call yourself a writer, if you don't take seriously your dream to write and publish a book, then no one else is going to. So it's really important that you give yourself that label and that you treat this dream like a job. So what that means is that each day you're scheduling time that you're writing. So you're not just saying, oh, I'm a writer, but I don't actually sit down and write. You actually sit down and write. And it means that you tell people, you tell your friends, you tell your family, you tell people that, hey, this is something that I'm really excited about and something that I want to do. And that I am actually investing my time and my energy and my resources in accomplishing. Number 2 is to finish your first draft. I can't tell you how many times I meet with authors and they're just really struggling with finishing that first draft because they put so much into it as though that one story is the only story that they're ever going to have. When you're writing that first draft, especially when you're a new writer, just get those words on the page. If you come across a place where you don't have the information, you're going to need to do some research, you're not sure where you want to go, that is a great place to use brackets. So what I do is I use brackets. I type in, hey, I need a pet name here, or I need to understand what she's studying in school better here, or something to that effect. And then I'll also highlight that so I can find it really easy when I go back through the manuscript later. The other thing that I do is I use pacemaker.press. It's an online program I just absolutely love. You can put in there that, say I want to write a 90,000 word novel and I am starting on January 1st, then I need to be finished by April 15th. Then I can put those dates in there and I can say I want to write steadily every day, or I want to write different amounts every day and just surprise me, or I'd like to be like a mountain climb. So in the middle it's really hard and then it gets easy again at the end. And I can say, but I don't want to write on March 10th because that's my brother's birthday, or I don't want to write as much on the weekends, or I don't want to write it all on the weekends. And that will be calculated all out for you. And you just have to plug in your numbers every day as you write, and you can see how much you need to write each day to accomplish your goals. So I highly recommend that. That's pacemaker.press. The third thing is learning about your craft. So the more you know about how to write a novel, the easier it becomes. Now, I always recommend these same 2 books when I meet with new novelists. The first one is Troubleshooting Your Novel by Stephen James. I absolutely love this book. It really breaks down all the pieces of the novel and where you might be having an issue. And the other is also by Stephen James. I am clearly a Stephen James fan when it comes to craft, and it's Story Trumps Structure. So there will be links to those in the description so that you can find those easily. Another place that you can learn about writing is, well, right here on YouTube. You can learn by listening to other writers tell you about their experience or their process, but also workshops and conferences. You can go to conferences in person. You can buy the virtual option of conferences and watch those classes online. Number 4, which is connecting with other writers. And that is so important because you are going to need that support. And let me tell you, writers, we are unique people, and it is so good for us to be able to meet up with other people who are unique and quirky like we are. Where you can do that is you can go to conferences, and those in-person conferences is a great place to meet not only editors and agents and other professionals within the publishing industry, but also other writers, people who are writing in the same genre as you, and then people who are writing in totally different genres, because there's a lot to be learned from from people of all sorts of different writing styles. Another thing that I often recommend are critique groups. And critique groups, when you find the right critique group, you're so going to know it. It will feel, you want people who are willing to give you a harsh critique, and you want people who are willing to learn and excited about learning and getting better, which is the attitude that you need to go into critique group with. And number 5, do your best, your very best when you're writing your story, but then set that story aside and write a new one. A lot of times authors will get so stuck on their first story that they will rewrite and rewrite and rewrite, and pretty soon years have gone by and they're just still stuck on that one story. And what if that story doesn't sell for reasons outside of your ability to write a great novel? It could just be that it's not right for the market at the time, or that someone else wrote a novel that was similar recently. Write the next novel, and you will find that when you write the next novel, your skills have increased so much that the process is easier, and you won't have to go through it as many times for edits. Just keep doing that. Keep writing. Have a backlog of stories available, because who knows, maybe someday you're going to be a published author and your publisher is going to say, hey, what else do you have available? And you have all of these stories written. So these are a few of the things that I like to talk to new writers about. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. And if you don't mind, click that subscribe button and let's stay in touch. Thanks.